Let's talk about the best and the worst, the pros and the cons, the ups and the downs of South Carolina. South Carolina could be a great state for you to live in, or your worst nightmare. I'm going to give you 10 of the best things about South Carolina and then follow it up with 7 reasons to stay away. We'll end with the number 1 reason that you shouldn't be my neighbor here. But first, let's get into the pros of South Carolina. We're going to start with a big one, and that is the natural beauty of the state. South Carolina's natural scenery is a major draw for those seeking breathtaking landscapes. From the sun-kissed beaches of Myrtle Beach to the serene shores of Hilton Head Island, the state offers a diverse range of coastal destinations. Inland, you'll find picturesque lakes, lush forests, and rolling hills that are perfect for outdoor enthusiasts. The Great Smoky Mountains provide a stunning backdrop for hiking and exploring, while the Congaree National Park is a haven for nature lovers. The state's commitment to preserving these natural treasures ensures that residents can enjoy and appreciate their beauty for years to come. State parks and local parks are readily accessible all around the state and offer everything from beachside access to rivers, lakes, and mountain vistas. South Carolina has more than 90,000 acres of protected land that the public can use for a very low fee. In fact, the All Park Pass is only $99 a year and allows access to everyone in the vehicle, and that's half price for seniors. I really like a lot of the state parks, but I want to mention 3 here. Edisto Island State Park is about 25 miles from Charleston as the crow flies, but it'll take about an hour to drive there around the Intercoastal Waterway and many islands. It has beach access on the Atlantic Ocean and camping available. Dreher Island State Park, just north of Columbia, is 493 acres and has 12 miles of coast on Lake Murray, which really gives you access to all of Lake Murray if you bring a boat, or you can just get in the water either way. My third is Table Rock State Park, which has this massive cliff face and really unbeatable views. All of these parks offer walking trails. You can bring your dogs if they're leashed. I mentioned several other parks in other videos, but the South Carolina State Park website also has a lot of information. Now, in case you're watching me for the first time, I'm David Crum, and if you want to know everything there is to know about living in South Carolina, make sure you subscribe below, tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to learn about the current market here. And by the way, if you want one of our free guides, just check the description below. That's where all our contact information is. Whether you're moving in 9 or 90 days, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, and even you can schedule a Zoom and talk to me personally. I would be happy to help you make a smooth move to my state. Now, the next reason people move to South Carolina is its historic charm. South Carolina is steeped in history, and its towns and cities reflect that heritage in their architecture and culture. Charleston often is hailed as one of the most charming cities in the United States. It boasts cobblestone streets, antebellum mansions, and historic churches that transport you to another era. I love to walk around downtown Charleston, but you can also take a tour in a horse-drawn carriage or go on a guided walking tour. They even have ghost tours in the evenings. They're awesome. Beaufort's well-preserved historic district showcases elegant homes and lush gardens, providing a glimpse into the past. Exploring these charming towns is like taking a stroll through history. Their vibrant art scenes, festivals, and cultural events add a modern twist to their timeless charm. There are many historic downtowns in South Carolina and plenty of museums to explore the past here. My third reason to move to South Carolina is a big one for many of my clients. I can't tell you how many of them say we are coming to South Carolina because it is cheaper to live there. For those seeking a comfortable lifestyle without breaking the bank, South Carolina offers a very attractive cost of living. Housing costs in particular are often lower than the national average, making home ownership much more accessible. Whether you're looking for a beachfront property or a cozy home in the heart of a historic district, you're likely to find options that suit your budget. This affordability extends to everyday expenses like groceries, utilities, and transportation, allowing residents to allocate more resources towards experiences and leisure activity. Almost everyone coming here tells me about their property taxes back home and how high they were compared to South Carolina. If you're coming from a high property tax region like California or New Jersey, then you can expect to save thousands of dollars a year on your property taxes. Now, next up is one of South Carolina's most endearing qualities, and that's its reputation for Southern hospitality. Residents here take pride in their warm and welcoming demeanor and often go out of their way to make newcomers feel at home. This sense of community is especially evident in smaller towns where neighbors look out for each other and are friendly Waves as you're going down the street are a common sight. The genuine care and consideration that characterize interactions in the state create a supportive and inclusive environment where building connections is almost second nature. I always tell people to talk to people they meet about the city that you're visiting and learn what makes them want to live there. Expect people in South Carolina to be polite, and for the most part, you're going to be right on the money. Fifth is one of my favorite reasons for living in South Carolina, and that's South Carolina's culinary scene. Food here is a delightful fusion of flavors influenced by southern roots, coastal abundance. Indulge in mouth-watering Lowcountry cuisine where dishes like shrimp and grits, she crab soup, and hoppin' john really showcase our region's unique ingredients and culinary traditions. Barbecue is a state institution with debates over mustard-based versus tomato-based versus vinegar-based sauces fueling friendly rivalries. From indulging in southern comfort food to savoring fresh seafood along the coast, diverse and delectable food options are a highlight for foodies moving to South Carolina. If you're in Myrtle Beach, make sure you head a little north and get some Calabash seafood. If you're in Charleston or Mount Pleasant, I like to go to Shem Creek for the seafood in that area. Either place, you're going to be eating a dinner that was usually caught that same day. I'm hungry just thinking about it. Now, Columbia is a barbecue focal point, with mustard-based barbecue being the clear winner in my opinion. Now, don't curse at me in the comments. My wife is from the Florence area, loves PD-style barbecue, which is vinegar-based, and it's good as well. It's just not the best. Greenville's food scene is amazing. We have barbecue here too, but also hundreds of local restaurants downtown. There are too many to list, but if you let me know, I'll give you a few of my favorites. I could talk about food for an entire video, but let's get into number 6. South Carolina's diverse geography caters to a wide range of outdoor enthusiasts. If you're a nature lover, you'll find countless opportunities for adventure. From hiking and scenic trails of Table Rock State Park to kayaking, tranquil waters in Lake Jocassee, anglers can cast their lines in all of the state's abundant rivers and lakes. Beach goers can bask in the sun and the surf along our picturesque coastline. The Blue Ridge Mountains provide a great playground for mountain biking, rock climbing, and wildlife spotting. No matter your outdoor interests, South Carolina's natural playground offers you endless opportunities to enjoy and explore the great outdoors. You really can't go wrong in South Carolina if you're into getting outside. Our mild seasons allow you to enjoy nature almost year-round. And that brings me to number 7. South Carolina's climate is generally characterized by mild winters, making it an appealing destination for those seeking refuge from harsh northern weather. While summers can be warm and humid, winters bring cooler temperatures that are comfortable for outdoor activities. Snowfall is rare in most areas of the state, and the absence of extended freezing temperatures mean residents can enjoy outdoor pursuits year-round. The ability to enjoy mild winters without the need for heavy winter gear is a significant advantage for those looking to escape colder climates. South Carolina offers all 4 seasons, and people love to drive the Blue Ridge Mountains in the fall, looking at the changing leaves, along with occasional turkeys, deer, or elk. Now, the next reason I'm drawing people to South Carolina like a magnet, and that is the variety of living environments that cater to different preferences. If you're drawn to a vibrant urban city energy, cities like Greenville, Columbia, and Charleston provide bustling downtowns, cultural attractions, diverse dining scenes. On the other hand, if you like slower pace, small town charm, places like Florence and Aiken offer close-knit communities and a more relaxed atmosphere. Each city and town has its own unique character and amenities, ensuring that individuals and families can find places that resonate with their lifestyle and aspirations. You can get into the beach scene year-round in Myrtle Beach, or you can get a place in the hills with a home above Travelers Rest in the upstate. Number 9 is that South Carolina's arts and culture scene is a dynamic tapestry woven from its historical roots and modern influences. The state hosts a variety of cultural events, from traditional festivals celebrating history and heritage to contemporary art exhibits showcasing local and international talents. Museums, galleries, and performance venues offer opportunities to engage with visual arts, music, theater, and dance. The blend of traditional Southern culture and a burgeoning art scene really creates an environment where creativity thrives and residents can explore a wide range of cultural experiences. Larger cities have events throughout the year that focus on arts and culture. From Spoleto in Charleston to Artisphere in Greenville, there is usually something happening for you to enjoy. Even small towns will have festivals that celebrate their culture. I grew up going to the Dogwood Festival in Denmark, South Carolina, and I loved it. The 10th reason that people are moving to South Carolina is our state education. We are home to several esteemed universities and colleges offering a diverse array of educational opportunities. From the University of South Carolina to Clemson University, these institutions provide a variety of academic programs and research opportunities. Additionally, the state's commitment to education extends to its K-12 schools, where efforts are ongoing to improve and enhance the quality of education. Families moving to South Carolina can explore a wide range of educational options for their children, assuring that they receive a well-rounded and fulfilling learning experience. If you're looking for a place with alternatives in primary education, South Carolina could be right for you. There are many private schools, homeschool co-ops, and other choices to public education. None of that is to say the public education isn't a good choice. Greenville County, for example, is school choice and includes charter schools like Greenville Tech Charter High School, where my oldest son attends so he can take classes to pursue aviation. One of the few places in the nation a high schooler can start aviation. All right, we're going to change directions here and talk about the reasons to avoid moving to South Carolina. I counted up for the reasons to move here, so we're going to count down with why to avoid my state. I am sure you can come up with more and that people will add them in the comments, but I've got what I believe are the 7 biggest. Number 7 reason to avoid living in South Carolina is the job market in South Carolina can be industry dependent, with certain fields having more opportunities than others. If your profession is not well represented in the state, you may face challenges finding suitable employment. The economy in South Carolina is healthy, but we don't have a truly big city here, and sub-job opportunities may be missing. Researching the job market thoroughly before making a move is essential to ensure that you'll have the career opportunities that you need. My next reason that you want to live somewhere other than South Carolina is the healthcare here. While it can be great in urban areas, there are a lot of rural spaces around the state. You could be an hour or more away from a major hospital if you choose rural South Carolina as your home. If easy access to healthcare or specialized providers is important to you, make sure that you or a realtor like myself are taking this into account when you're looking for that perfect home. 5th, some urban areas in South Carolina, such as Charleston and Greenville, can experience traffic congestion during peak hours. Commute times and traffic-related stress might be factors to consider if you value convenience and efficiency in your daily route. Now, don't take this to mean that you're going to have a 90-minute or 2-hour travel time. I've had people call and ask to live within an hour and a half of downtown Greenville. Let me tell you what, that'll get you to the outskirts of Columbia, Charlotte, and over halfway down to Atlanta. If you're currently facing extreme commutes like that, then South Carolina could be the place for you. Most people live within 30 minutes of the city that they're near. Anyone further than that has likely made a choice to trade travel for more space or cheaper housing. The 4th con of living in South Carolina, let's talk about some transportation. Some folks consider South Carolina's biggest drawback is the lack of public transportation. Public transportation options in South Carolina can be limited, especially in smaller towns or rural areas where they may not exist at all. If you rely heavily on public transportation or prefer not to use a car for daily commuting, you might face challenges in finding a convenient and accessible transportation alternative. The option to live and work in the same walking area will be limited in most places and is likely to be more expensive where it is possible. Now, growing up in Denmark, this tiny town, my dad rode a bike to work. So it's possible, but let's just say that public transportation probably isn't going to be how you avoid using a car. While we're talking about transportation, let me also mention the roads in South Carolina. I think they're below average. I don't know about where you live, but consider that many of the roads here need some work to be brought up to par. We're moving down to number 3, lack of cultural diversity. Some areas of South Carolina may lack cultural diversity and variety that you'd find in more cosmopolitan, big city regions. If exposure to a wide range of culture and languages and experiences is important to you, you might need to actively seek out diverse communities and opportunities for that cultural enrichment. Now, I put this here because it comes up for people, but South Carolina does have approximately the same demographics as the U.S. as a whole. What you may find missing that you find elsewhere are portions of very large cities of these specialized communities, such as Chinatown in San Francisco. The second most spoken language in South Carolina is Spanish, and by a large margin. This is followed by German, likely due to a heavy influence from BMW, Bosch, and other industry. Then next are Chinese and French. My number 2 con of living in South Carolina is that South Carolina's coastal location exposes it to the risk of hurricanes and tropical storms, particularly during the Atlantic hurricane season. These weather events can result in evacuation, property damage, and disruptions to daily life. If you're concerned about the potential impact of hurricanes and the need to prepare for such events, South Carolina's coastal regions might not be an ideal choice. Catastrophic events aren't regular, but if you're living near the coast, then you need to be prepared to evacuate and have a plan if predictions show that your area will be affected. Number one is a big one. I asked a few people, and this is what they all said was the number one reason they would consider leaving South Carolina. Ironically, this can be the reason people move here as well, and we talked about it earlier. The weather. The summers here can be quite hot and humid, which might not be suitable for everyone's comfort level. High temperatures and humidity levels can make outdoor activities challenging during peak summer months. If you're not accustomed to such climates, the adjustment might require changes to your routine and lifestyle. If hot temperatures are not for you, then living in South Carolina during the summer could be hard. Be prepared for July and August to be hot. Since we've hit the heat, let's talk about some of the winter as well. I mentioned the mild climate here earlier, but do know if we get any significant snowfall, and by significant I mean almost anything that can be measured, then the city is going to partially close down. Schools will close early or not open, churches will close, many businesses will shut down while snow is on the roads. This is a factor of snow being so rare here that the government does not maintain a fleet of snow removal vehicles and will only clear the interstates and highways. Neighborhood roads will likely need to wait for the sun to do the work. Now the good news is that the typical snow here involves an inch or two, and it'll probably be 45 degrees a day or two later, so everything is back to normal quickly. Weather is a factor anywhere you live, but make sure that you're prepared for our version before moving here. Now, this is wrapping up my video on the best and worst reasons to move to South Carolina. If you're considering a move to South Carolina or have lived here in the past, please leave us a comment. Let people know what you love or hate about South Carolina or even the state that you're in. That'll help anyone that's considering a move here. And remember, whether you're moving in 9 or 90 days, I would love to hear from you and see how we can make your move to the Palmetto State a smooth one. Until then, I'm David Crum, and I look forward to showing you around my home state of South Carolina.